I feel I can do everything on court, to be honest.
You know, I lost 3 out of 4 slams in semis against these guys. They're just too good, you know, playing on a really high level.
People come up to me like, can Yannick and Carlos get to 20? And I'm like, ball for ball, they're like the big three, the way they play. But to do it for 20 years?
After winning the U.S. Open, Alcaraz proved once again why many believe he's the future of tennis. Now the big question echoes across the tennis world. Can Sinner and Alcaraz reach the legendary heights of Djokovic, Nadal, and Federer? From players to pundits, the reactions are sparking a debate that could define the next era of the sport.
I feel I can do everything on court, to be honest. Slices, drop shots, top spin, flat. I just trust really in my physical conditions. I feel like I can reach every ball, which give me the confidence and the security of making good points and be able to play with variety. I just got that feeling of doing everything, just going to the net, playing from the best lines, drop shots, coming to the net, slices.
You know, I lost 3 out of 4 slams in semis against these guys. They're just too good, you know, playing on a really high level. Yeah, best of 5 makes it very, very difficult for me to play them, particularly if it's like the end stages of the Grand Slam. You know, I can do only as much as I can do, and yeah, it will be very difficult for me in the future to overcome the hurdle of Sinner, Alcaraz in the best of 5 on the Grand Slams. It's going to be a very difficult task. These two players are the best in the world right now, and there is no doubt that they are better and better each year, and that's also expected, to be honest. You know, of course, it's frustrating on the court when you're not able to keep up with that level physically, but at the same time, it's something also expected, I guess. If I'm to lose to someone, then I'll lose to these two guys because, you know, and I know that they're just better.
People come up to me like, can Yannick and Carlos get to 20? And I'm like, that's just an absurd conversation to be having now. Like, they're good. They're you know, ball for ball, they're like the big three, the way they play. But to do it for 20 years, I should say the big three and Serena, right? That's the conversation, is the big three and Serena. But to do it for 20 years is like the question. That's so hard. Novak was basically like, you know, these guys, it's very clear that this is going to be really hard for me to beat these guys in a longer format. He's like, they're better, right? And that can't be easy for someone to say who's as good as he is, and, you know, is never, you know, and it's counter. Like, everyone, when he came into tennis, Roger and Rafa were better than everyone, and credit to him, he was the only guy that wasn't going to say it. And look at where, like, I knew who they were. I was trying to beat them, but I'm like, I kind of want to get one in. I kind of want to try to win one. And he's never said that about anyone. You know, I thought it was like the most sober, mature after-match press conference that I've seen. He's just like, they're better. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I keep going and I can sneak one, but on the day after day, week in, week out, they're better than I am. And listen, time is undefeated. Novak has given it hell. It's hard to kind of play part-time tennis, show up, and he makes the semis of the U.S. Open when he kind of hasn't played. He played one tournament in May, one tournament in July, one tournament in September, 3 Grand Slam semifinals. I never made 3 Grand Slams. I was number 1 in the world. I never made 3 Grand Slam finals in a year. He did it in the last 3 months. It's absurd what he's done.
This guy, Carlos Alcaraz, in my opinion, is the most talented young kid, 20, 21, 22, that I've ever seen on a tennis court. That's more than Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic, who I have great respect for. I idolize Rod Laver. I played Pete Sampras. This guy is astoundingly good.
Wow.
When he's on. One of the quickest guys has ever been on the court. Incredible personality. The attitude's amazing. He's got every shot in the book. Everything.
Juan Carlos Ferrero, Alcaraz's coach, summed it up. He said he feels like he's matured in the last few months, and that's been why his performances have been so consistent. There's been no dips in form. You know, the only set he lost was to Sinner in the final, and the way that he's gone out there to win his second Slam of the year was hugely impressive. I think it also emphasises how Sinner and Alcaraz really have distanced themselves from the pack. You know, they have been the ones taking all 4 slams, so it's the job for the others to try and catch up.
I mean, you mentioned just the last 4 slams, but the last 4 slams before that, as well. I mean, they've absolutely dominated the last 2 years, and we've not seen this maybe since Roger Federer, Rafa Nadal in the mid-2000s. I mean, again, can you just put into context how impressive this is by two still relatively young guys?
That's right. You know, they're 22, 23 years of age, but the way they stepped up, grasped that opportunity, we were slightly concerned about the next generation coming through after Federer, Nadal and Djokovic, and these two have stepped up. Not only the way they play, the way they behave, they are such good role models, ambassador for the sport. So it's a great rivalry. I can't wait to see them play many more times in major finals.
I mean, even when he lost that second set, it was not a real sense of, oh boy, Sinner's going to make this. You know, here we go. We got a classic on our hands. It was more like, oh, I see. Let's see if Carlos can get it back. And he quickly did, broke in the third, and just 242 for a rivalry match, given what happened, especially in Paris. I just thought that was really a comprehensive match to cap off a comprehensive tournament. I don't know. I mean, Sinner was sort of, to his credit, Sinner's like, woof. Yeah, this is the guy who, bear in mind, won the last major. He was number one 24 hours ago. He's won whatever it is, 27 of the last 28 matches played on hard courts at majors. And after the match, he's like, ooh, we got to go back to the drawing board because my best isn't going to get it done against this guy.
Something that Carlos, I was thinking about it last night, something that he did in the final yesterday, which you see people do things and you wonder if it like changes shit forever. Like you see Becker when he comes along and he's serving. You see like the T2000 and it's like, okay, this is going to be different. You see Rafa and the spin, and you see Roger being able to control a one-handed return and, you know, chip it off of any speed. And there are all these little things. He was coming in off balls that weren't approach shots. So normally when you're playing, you bleed someone, short ball comes, and then there's like a natural transition shot where you go to the net, right? And that's when you approach. It normally, the reason in like kind of the sober thinking is Jannik Sinner hits it so big, where am I going to find space to take that on and try to get to the net, right? Carlos Alcaraz kind of flipped it. Like, I don't know that I had seen it. We've obviously seen people sneak in, but I think his speed is different than anyone else we've seen. I think his ability to inject pace off of, you know, hit one chip and then inject pace really quickly off the next one, all in real time with like no decision to be made. He would inject pace to a corner as soon as he saw kind of the side or back of Sinner's front shoulder. He was just, screw it, I'm in. I'm like sprinting forward. And even if he gets caught with his hand in the cookie jar, he's such a great volleyer. And I'm just saying, like, his volleying over the last 2 or 3 years, it has become more than elite. And you don't, again, I'm fighting being hyperbolic, but the stuff that he's able to come up with. So even if he gets caught and has a bad read on if the guy's bled out enough, right? If he's extended enough, can he poke a passing shot? He'll pick it up off his shoe tops and he still has a 50-50 shot of fighting it off just with athleticism. This changes a lot of things. It's not like a chip and charge where it's like a scripted play. It's not like, okay, earn your approach shot, take your approach shot, which is like the basis of every 2-on-1 that's ever been done in training. This is like, I'll hit a short chip. He comes. I already know in the next one, I'm just going to inject pace deep and I am flying in like speed with which we haven't seen before. And I'm either going to get a look at a volley and I can do it. Or if I get caught, there's half a chance that I can pull off something miraculous off of my shoe tops. It's not a standard way to come to the net. It's like a bulldozer, but you need so many skills working at the same time with this burst of speed to make it happen. And that's your 242 timeline, right? The fact that he's able to take it and shorten the points off of Sinner's pace, kind of whenever he whenever he saw half of a chance, that's your 242 versus 545 right there, JW.
What you're describing, and then add 2 words. Let's just reinforce this against Sinner.
That's it. That's the whole thing.
I mean, he is coming in. I mean, it's just, and the other thing too was he was hanging in the rallies as well. It wasn't as though he had to take these crazy chances and up his risk profile. He was hanging in the baseline rallies as well.
This thing ain't stopping. There's going to be this thing is just going to go back and forth. Curious to see what, and you also have the players who have the ability to say, okay, Juan Carlos Ferrero is going to tell him stuff that he could never do. And I say that respectfully. You know, I respect everyone who's gotten to where Juan Carlos got. But, okay, let's just like make approach shots out of nothing and sprint your ass forward because you're like as fast as Russell Westbrook.
It's like he gets to play like the ultimate like video game character.
Totally.
Because he's like, oh yeah, won't you try that?
Right.
Then he does it.
How much fun is that? It's like, I couldn't do this, but fuck it. I got someone who can. Yeah. This is great.